Lady Napsalotl here. We are going to go on a little adventure into Lily. Where do we go today, you wonder? Well, we are going to go and investigate more of this. Good, good, good. Luckily, we do not need to do any extra fates in this area because we already did them. Because that area and that area are in the same area, which is good. It saves a lot of hassle trying to get the ether currents. Or the bicolor crystals, rather. Oh, I see. This is a river which feeds the waterfalls above Okehanu. Again and again I am struck by the majesty of the falls. It is difficult to comprehend the sheer volume of water this natural wonder produces. I felt eyes on us several times as we made our way here, though we soon seemed to lose interest. The bandit's lair is said to be somewhere near here, but I prefer we avoid seeking out trouble. Well, where are those bandits? Apparently they're not foolish enough to attack a party of this size. Earthshire is just a little further ahead, on the opposite bank of Miyaki-Zomba, but let's remain vigilant all the same. Clear forward. Clear through, clear. What? Why is Glyph got its own little space away over there? $640 for the first enemy. Oh, so instant upgrade. Instant? That's going to be interesting. What's another claimant in sight? Does that mean we're ahead or behind? Even as Hanu culture is distinct from the Vanu, Moblin society has developed quite differently to that of their goblin cousins. Goodness me, it's like the entire village is made of pottery. So, this is Earthenshire. This is it, the village where the lay of pots from Turelia saga took place. Earthenshire, Idleshire, might the similarity be a cultural inclination, I wonder? The settlements themselves couldn't be more different though. The Shire appears to be custom built to resemble pots, while the other is a repurposed town. Welcome to Earthenshire. Do I have the pleasure of happy greeting the third from us and her retinue? That's us. We're looking for the Dawn Servant Elector, if you happen to know who that is. You are exchanging time flaps with her right now. Pretty Rock is the Elector you seek. Oh, that's helpful. We can cut straight to performing the feat. As much as Ready Rock would like to do just that, we have a much more pressing worry. A storm which hit our village shattered the cliffs and dropped rocks on our brain cases. Many help hands for the Potsworn were injured. This is no time for feats or metal tests. I'm sorry to hear that. After learning what the storm did to the stairs, I feared you'd been caught in its path. Not to change the subject, but what are the Potsworn? Goldsmiths contracted to work for the Moblins. The word came from pot-like workshops they practiced their craft. The Moblins provide these Potsworn with tools, materials, living quarters, everything the artisans could possibly need. This allows them to concentrate on producing what is widely known as the finest gold and metalwork in Tural. This is unacceptable. I was promised no distractions. If this is the best they can offer, I should have never left Wakamerechi. You see, the Potsworn desert us. Without enough healthy help hands, we are failing to uphold our side of the Pot Pact. Should all our Potsworn leave, Earthenshire will grind to a halt. We have to do something, and do it soon. Then let us stand in for the injured helpers. It would give me the chance to learn more about your people and your village, and it brings us closer to beginning the feat, then all the better. This isn't strictly part of the contest, so don't feel obliged to join in. Take a rest while you can. Of course I'll help. I was hoping you'd say that. I actually wasn't sure I could do this on my own. We'll all help. I doubt any of us could just sit around and watch. We'll take every help hand we can get. Ready Rock truth swears that once the Potsworn have their perfect workshops again, we will commence the feat with all haste. You and the third promise can assist the help hand Wrecker Rock. You other four, follow Ready Rock. There are other help hands in need of hand lending. I really appreciate you pitching in. I meant what I say at many fires. There'll be no more feigning strength, no more playing at being an invincible promise. If there's one thing I've learned on this journey, it's how practiced you are at aiding those in need. And I mean to make the most of having such an incredible mentor at my side. Now let's find this Rakarok fellow and see what we can do for him. I think I found our help hand. First we solve this problem for the moblins, then we'll see about completing their feat. Ruck can't meet his obligations without more help hands. The pot pack is broken, and the pots are emptying. You've come to aid Rakarok. Rakarok accepts your hand lending with joyous feel smiles. If we can offer the Potsworn their promised good living, we might save the day yet. Whatever you need. First we'll solve this problem for the moblins, then we'll see about completing their feat. Rakarok needs help learning about the Potsworn Kehe. What Rakarok needs is for new help hands to create good living for Potsworn Kahe. The help hand assigned to Kahe was hurt during the rock rain, so Rakarok took over, but he knows nothing of Kahe. What does Kahe want? What does Kahe need? Help hands do not bother this Potsworn with straight tasks. Our job is to observe and anticipate, to prepare things with guessthink. Please, guessthink with Rakarok. Find out what Kahe is lacking so we can provide it. You can count on us. Kahe is one of many Potsworn in need of caretaking. We work through the night with no sleep and no rest, but there are too few of us to go around. This is where Kahe works, is it? Let's take a peek inside then. That must be Kahe. It'd be a lot quicker if we could just talk to him, but that's not the way they do things around here apparently. We'll have to leave him be and try our hand at some guessthink. He's barely touched his meal. That dish is meant to be eaten hot or it loses its savour. Oh, he's no shortage of crafting materials. There must be something else he's missing. Those tools are looking pretty worn down. Maybe it's time for some new ones. He must be boiling sitting so close to the furnace, and there's no airflow to speak of. How could anyone work in that stifling heat? Alright, after taking a good look, I think I have an idea of the things Kahi might want to improve his working conditions. Let's head back outside and talk to Rakarok. Come on, let's share what we observed with Rakarok. You made your observations. What did you guys think? First off, I noticed Kahi hasn't touched his food, and an empty belly can't be good for concentration. Maybe the cooking isn't to his liking. But our food is very mouth-pleasing. Why wouldn't he want to eat it? Ah, but Rakarok is sure of nothing when it comes to Kahi's tastes. I can help you with that. My brother Koana is also Hehesarashil, and while everyone has their personal preferences, there is some they tend to share. Like an aversion to piping hot dishes. If it was brought to him like that, Kahi probably wouldn't have been able to eat until it cooled down, and by the time he came back to it he might have found it cold and unappetizing. The simplest solution is to serve dishes that taste good no matter the temperature. Rakarok would never have thought of that. Would the third promise mind explaining these things to our cook? Not at all, but I don't think that was the only reason Kahi couldn't concentrate. The Hesararial homeland is hot and dry, but even Kahi seemed to be suffering in front of that furnace. Is there any way you could cool down the workshop? Oh, we could try a drafty shard. They make a lovely breeze. Do you know where we can get one of those? You can gather them by the shoals of no return. There are many old boats there, abandoned by those who gave up the search for the Golden City. So we salvage them from the wrecks. Could you handle that for us, Elita? Oh, and one more thing. From what I could tell, Kahi's files and saws and things were very worn down. Maybe a new set of tools is in order. Ah! Rakarok was too preoccupied with stocking materials, a serious oversight which he will rectify. Supplying good tools for a good living as a help hand's responsibility. Then we have work to do. We can meet back here when our tasks are done. The shoals of no return are just past the crags through a tunnel southeast of here. You should be able to spot the passage from just outside the village. Leave it to me. Did I tune to this? No, I haven't. What's wrong with you, Elita? Oh, the crown of the new Dawn served me for Earthenshire. Typic wonders. Earth hopes there will be a place for Potsworn and help hands at New Terrell. This is no time for metty tests. The help hands are frantic. The pot packs must be upheld. Something greenish with a bit of red would be nice. Understood. Mobby will crafty make something for you. You're Elita, aren't you? What brings you out here? Ah, the issue was caring for the portsworn. When they approached me with that same problem, I suggested they commission artisans in Charlotte instead. The quality of craftsmanship would be guaranteed after all. However, the Moblins did not care for the idea. Surely it would be more effective to engage a uniformly trained collective. I cannot understand their fixation on individual contracts. Perhaps the custom will make more sense once we begin the feat of pots. Until then, we've been deemed unfit to assist in the matter of help hands, and are instead tasked with tending the injured. We were on our way back from procuring herbs for Uriandria, in fact. Settlements in Kozamuka, too, have been isolated by the storm's destruction. What would have become of the wounded had we not found a way here? Should I become Dawn Servant, one of my first acts will be to establish reliable trade routes with the capital. When I imagine how much good we can achieve with Charlayan technology. My apologies, I have much to consider. If you will excuse us. We'll meet again soon, I'm sure. Take care, Elita. You spot the tunnel opening. Head to the passage for the tools on the return. Effectively bound. I won't be denied. You're blind, you're mine, love me to the end. Cast down forevermore. I create, manipulate your kind in my image. I've chosen one for you. The crystalline shard is faintly warm to touch. It does not appear to be the wind crystal you seek. This crystalline shard goes damp in your hand. It does not appear to be the wind crystal you seek. This crystalline shard emits a soothing whisper of wind. It seems you found the crystal Ragnarok sent you out to salvage. Is that a cool breeze Ragnarok feels? The best breeze emanating from this wind crystal can be used to fill sails or cool stuffy workshops. Yes, thank you for finding a drafty charge. Ragnarok will add it to the new set of tools he bought. And I come bearing good tidings. The cook has prepared a feast fit for the most discerning Hesarhatarato, and is on its way even as we speak. Let's go in and see what Kahi thinks of our efforts. I was wondering what occasion called for me to receive so many visitors. A fine meal, new tools, a welcome source of cool air. Now I remember why I signed the pot pact. I am grateful for your kind considerations. Allow me a moment or two, and I'll reciprocate a worthy piece of potswara. An oil lamp to brighten the halls of Volok Shunsa. The craftsmanship satisfies Earthenshire's reputation for quality, I trust. Such lustre, such brilliance. Truly a gift for the Dawn servant. I'm glad you like it. Considering the time I've wasted till now, I hope to continue crafting at this improved pace. I have a contract to fulfill after all. Forgive my interruption. Lamity, I'm told the Elector has deemed the crisis past and is prepared to task us with defeat. That's great news. Thank you for letting me know. So this is the craft of a potswara. It is indeed a masterful piece. Thank you for your words of praise, Second Promise. I drew inspiration from Kozuma Uka's natural beauty and sought to capture it in my work. I wondered why the Moblins did not simply build a workshop in the city, and now I have my answer. Even Chilean goldsmiths could not easily replicate such exquisite artistry. One cannot create great things if one lacks creative impetus. Tulioli, unfortunately, does not want for inspiration. Anyone wishing to learn the basics of a craft would do well to study it there. I was raised among Hesaraso, more traditional than most, and the shared ingenuity of Tyrell's various peoples was eye-opening. You lived as a traditional Hesaro? I have few fond memories of nomadic life. Would that I could forget that time. I tried a serving of the dish we prepared for Kahi. It was so good I had a second helping. Now my workspace is just the way I like it. I have inspiration oozing from every pore. Think that lantern was nice. Just wait till my next masterpiece. Ragnarok is very grateful to you. I thank you both for your hard work and clever guessing. When it comes to help handing, knowing the pot sworn really is important. Well, that's true for pretty much everyone you meet. It's a lesson I've had drummed into me several times already on this journey. Ragnarok receives Potsworn's Kahi lustrous oil lamp is delivered to the palace at once. Croana has details to share concerning the forthcoming Feat of Pots. The Elector bids the claimants assemble in the large building on the west side of the village. I will head over after finding Thancred and Urianger. Oh, I also ran into the Levier twins on my way here. I took the liberty of directing them to the venue. We're rivals. It's not his job to make sure I know the feat is starting, but even now he's conscientious to a fault. Anyway, let's not keep Ready Rock waiting. Back versus Sankville, Potsworn Kahi did not quit leave like the others. He thinks you will have no hard times with the coming feat. One disappears in one eye blink, we need more. The great stairs collapsing really is a nightmare. Goodness knows when or how we'll be able to secure passage back to Tulioli, nor if there'll be any profit to be made at the end of it. I thought everyone would be here by now. Ready Rock, thank you for assisting Help Hand Ragnarok. She will announce the feat once other claimants arrive, so please be patient a little while longer. I'm happy to report that we were able to convince one of the Potsworn to stay. How did you fare? So you managed to do the same. Splendid. Welcome to Earthenshire. First promise, we support your plans for salt crossings and the new Potsworn they will bring. Hail the mighty Zoraljar! He cleared many piles of rockfall as if they were pebblestones. The resilient son of Verdom servant. Zoraljar was clearing fallen rocks. I'm surprised he would volunteer his time for anything unrelated to the contest. Well, well, we meet again. Just in time for the feat to begin. I'll bet he was already here laying low while the rest of us did all the work. Claimant, your attention please. As Ready Rock has explained, my neighbour Potsworn left us following the storm. The precious metalwork crafted from those artisans bring in much jingly shine from across the salt. Should our stream of trade goods dry up, Earthenshire will suffer. Tulioli merchants will suffer. So, Ready Rock set you this feat. Each of you are to find one clever hand goldsmith to bring back here to us. So, we're to recruit new podsworn. Makes sense for the feat of pods. Calling this a feat does not justify taking advantage of the claimants and their influence. How does finding workers for you demonstrate the worthiness for the throne? You are free to refuse Ready Rock's request. She will be happy to inform the Dawn servant of Zorolja's disqualification. The right is a means to an end. The steps we take to get there are not important. Then Ready Rock declares the feat of pots begun. But remember, a pot pact must be agreed willingly. No grab snatching or deceitful tongue flaps. The elector said nothing of taking a willing artisan from a rival. Which is exactly what we should do. Yeah, a fine suggestion, brother. I'm glad you think so, brother. Come, let us lay our plans. That nasty brute is up to something. Aye, he may seek to delay us again as he did on the river. We can but remain vigilant while we plot our course. What do you think, Luclamat? Have you any candidates in mind to satisfy this feat? I know some artisans among my supporters, but they're all in twilight years. I couldn't ask them to give up the comforts of Tulioli to live in this remote village, no matter how beautiful the scenery. Meanwhile, Kona probably has 100 young craftspeople to choose from. Not that I'm comparing us, you understand. That's just a statement of fact. I suppose we could try asking around Wakaramekshi. That seems a logical place to start. Back to Tulioli it is. Wait, does that mean we have to take the boat again? No, I can't do it. I can't stomach another boat ride. You said I should share my burdens, so I will speak plainly. The truth is, I get really sick on boats. Look, Lamat, this is hardly news. But it was brave of you to admit. In any case, we won't be fighting the current this time. Heading downriver will be much smoother. It will? Are you sure? Oh. I'm positive, mostly. Oh, I want to give her a hug. Clemats suffers such terrible bouts of seasickness. I wish I had a spell or potion that could ease her nausea. Did we mention the potsworn in our care required constant stream of encouragement in order to craft? The four of us must have chanted the same cheer dozens, if not hundreds of times. Ernville was scolded more than once for not cheering loudly enough. What obstacle will Bekul Jaja throw at us next? Or will we try something more direct? I've procured many unusual items for clients, but meeting the personalised needs of a potsworn is not an experience I'd care to repeat. I need a moment. Upriver or downriver? Thuyak Tmu's too rough for me. The nausea is a bit more bearable now that I've stopped trying to hide it, but I'd still rather not set foot on that boat if I can help it. Alright, I think I'm ready. Let's see if Master Ropley can help us recruit a potsworn. Wakamechi is a gathering spot for skilled artisans of all kinds. If we're to find such a potsworn candidate, I can think of no better place to begin our search. Mama. That's like with the new trials. Wakamechi is a gathering spot for skilled artisans of all kinds. If we were to find a potsworn candidate, I could think of no better place to begin our search. So this is Wakamechi that Lakamat's talking about. I've yet to make it this far in my wanderings. Ernville brought us here on our first tour of the city, but time did not permit a close look. I should like to observe these matters at work. Surely at least one person will answer Wakamat's call for a potsworn. Maybe Master Ropley can help us. Phew, the fresh harbour air was just what I needed. Greetings, Third Promise. What brings you back to Wakamechi? You've not chipped your axe again, have you? No, Master Ropley. Actually, I have a favour to ask. So what do you think? Do you know any craftsmen who might be interested? Casting my artisans for the moblins, eh? Well, seeing as it's the third promise making the request, I'm willing to look the other way if one of them decides to take you up on the offer. Only I can't think of a suitable candidate off the top of my head. So who do I know with a mastery of goldsmithing that would also have no qualms about relocating to Earthenshire? What of the Ellison man who just started working here? You mean Fortunate thing? He did say he was employed at some fancy jewelry store across the salt. And considering the distance he's already come, I'd like to think he wouldn't mind moving a little up the river. That said, he's only got himself a new job. It's too soon to ask him to sign the pot pact. There's no harm in making the offer. Once he hears how well the Potsworn are treated, he may even jump at the chance. Either way, you won't find Fortunate at his workbench at this hour. He's finished for the day, probably enjoying a meal over at Zerbertay. Then maybe we should go talk to him. Just you and me, since he knows us. Wouldn't want him feeling too intimidated by having to deal with a crowd of new faces. The two of us can handle this. Take a rest at the cabins if you like. Right, let's go see a man about a pot. I'm still not sure about this. Oh, Elita, you're here too. The third promise said she wanted to chat. I've just finished eating, so shall we find a quiet spot outside? The last time we talked on this beach, you were in a miserable state. Aha, yes, I was, wasn't I? A lost soul, until the two of you came along and helped me rediscover my purpose. My new place of employment has been most welcoming, and for the first time in a long time I feel content with my lot in life. That's wonderful. So, what is it you wish to discuss? Well, it's hard to ask this right after you've settled in, but I'm looking for someone to become a Potsworn. Ah, I've heard my new colleagues mention the term. That's when an artisan signs a contract to work for the Moblins, isn't it? But you're not a Moblin. I'm not sure I understand. It's for a feat in the right of succession. I need to bring a new Potsworn to Earthenshire. So that is the way of it. We've barely met, and after pushing you to work at Waramakichi, I'm now demanding you throw that away and sign a pot back instead. It's a selfish request, I know. I have something to tell you, Third Promise. The other day I completed the necessary procedures for immigration. I'm pleased to say I am now an official subject of Tulioli. I've since endeavoured to learn what I can of the new nation, beginning with the right of succession and its claimants, including you, of course. Now, you will recall it was my father's example which led me to pursue goldsmithing. He was at the East End when Garlean forces laid siege to the settlement, and in the ensuing chaos he was slain. War took him from me in an instant. The man I loved and admired. I never wished to suffer a loss again. And so, as much as I'm indebted to you for turning my life around, it's the fellow peace-loving Tuliolian I want you to win the throne. If I can help you achieve that by signing a pot pact, then I shall gladly do so. Fonjatine, thank you. I shall return to Master Ropley and inform him of my decision. Allow me, I'm the reason you're leaving, so I should be the one to deliver the news. Perhaps you remember me, Brother Fu, owner of Ziplotea. I'd like a word, if you don't mind. You're Wooklamut's ally from across the salt, right? And a hero of some renown too, if the gossip's to be believed. Well, as it so happens, I could use some heroic help. Doesn't need to be right now, but could you come by when you have a spare moment? Much appreciated. I'll be waiting for you at my shop then. Brother Evu has an urgent job for a courageous soul. Elita, I was wondering when you'd be along. Not a moment too soon, either. I've got an urgent job that needs doing, and there's no one else I'd entrust it with. Of course, you'll be wanting to know the details. It's a long story, so why don't you grab a seat over there? I'll join you shortly. I have a few things to finish up before I join you. Make yourself comfortable, Elita. It's going to be quite the yarn. Now that we're all settled, allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Brook Evu, proprietor of Zigvatai. As you know, my establishment is open to anyone. People hailing from across Tural, and sometimes further, come here with their appetite, and slake their thirst. Given how we turn no one away, it's inevitable that a few bad apples might mix into the motley patrons. Therein lies the rub. A particularly rotten bunch was here not long ago. Sitting just over there, in fact, having a conversation most foul. I thank you all for coming here from your retrospective homes. This is the first time we've all gathered in one place. Perhaps formal introductions are in order. I am Welcome, welcome. What will you be having? Could we have a moment, please? We are in the middle of something very important. Now then, where was I? Oh yes, I am Apiali. Apayai. If you are sitting here now, it is because I have personally invited you to the Passage of the Unbound, my secreted villainous order with ambitions to sow discord throughout the world. Villains do not often call themselves such. Nor do secret orders have their meetings in places where all eyes can see. What do you know? Your snide remarks only ruin my carefully constructed atmosphere. If I had time to think of a suitable slogan, you would understand that words are everything. But I digress. I invited you all here for one reason, to throw the world into the mire of chaos, and then watch its nations crumble. What else would we call ourselves if not villainous? My only interest is to punish all who've dared to mock and belittle me. So long as I can achieve that, you can call me whatever you like. The rich, the powerful, the mighty, all shall be crushed under the weight of my ire. A grand design for a group of 6. Even if we manage to muster others to our side, there's a limit to what we can accomplish. I regret to say you are right. At present we are bound and powerless. That is why, in order to raise our fists against our oppressors, we must find the strength to shatter our shackles. And in doing so, we shall become unbound. Like the birds soaring up above, we shall take flight and spread our wicked wings, staining the azure skies black. But sometimes skies become treacherous with clouds, and even birds must rest. You speak of finding strength. Is that why we're here? To look for it? If so, then I pledge my aid. With my newfound might at my beck and call, I shall win adoration known only by a hero. Your eagerness is heartening, and you are correct. The tools to make our goal a reality lay in Tural. Across this continent can be found certain artifacts which possess untold power. Did you say artifacts? I sense an adventurous hunt for instruments of devilry ahead. My imagination is overflowing with the images of the new forms my trickery might take. I dare say the world is not ready. Yes, well, to get to the heart of the matter, the objects held by the disparate tribes, which make their homes in Tural continent where they have been passed down through generations as sacred treasures. Whatever stories these people have attached to their so-called treasures matters not. Each contain the essence of fearsome beasts called Tural Vidral, and with them in their possession, none shall be able to stand against us. We shall take the objects for ourselves, bring them across the sea, and use them to undermine nations far and wide. The means by which you each choose to do so I leave in your hands. I only ask that you do not disappoint. I take it there are no questions. Then let the passage of the unbound open into the world. We begin at once. They didn't order a single thing. Truly villainous. That's the long and short of it. What do you think? They left without ordering anything. Villainous indeed. It's right there in their name. They're unbound by manners and respect, and won't be welcome back here anytime soon. You, on the other hand, can stay as long as you like. Of course, we had a duty to report what we heard to the Landsguard. We did, but it didn't make a damn difference, because soon we learned those unwelcome guests had teeth. Not long ago, one individual from a remote tribe came here seeking help recovering a stolen relic. Then another came with the same story. Then another, and so on. By the time we realized the passage of the Unbound was a real threat, they had one and all made their way across the sea with their ill-gotten gains. Each tribe has sent one of their own to recover what was lost, but being in strange lands, they're at a disadvantage. That's why I've been looking for someone who knows every corner of Eorzea and beyond. Now, I know you've business in Tural, or else you wouldn't be here in the first place, but if you could take the time to hear Ral Majun out, you'd be doing a service to many of man who could really use a helping hand. Well, Majun and I have been searching for someone who can help these poor souls. If you're willing to be that someone, go on and speak with her. Greetings. Allow me to thank you personally for lending your assistance in this matter. We've been quite desperate for someone suitable. Greetings, Ral Majun. At risk of becoming a daily nuisance, I must ask, has there been any development you must share? A nuisance? Why perish the thought? You've come just in time. In fact, none other than the Dawntrail Elita has agreed to aid the search. Finally, a fortunate turn. So long as our sacred treasures are in wicked hands, our home shall know no peace. To say nothing of the danger they pose to other nations. If these thieves really do intend to stir up chaos around the seas, then you had better depart on the next ship. But before you do, it might be proper to introduce yourself to those who have come to Tulioli in search of aid. Losenqui there comes from a village far to the north. A single warrior cannot hope to withstand the power of her tribe's relic, so she requires a stout protector, someone that can be leaned upon when times are darkest. The heirloom that Nymphian must recover afflicts terrible maladies upon its victims. He seeks someone who commands great healing magics to counteract this effect. The search for Shashipa's tribal treasure has been entrusted to a peerless hunter. She requires someone to act as a frontline fighter who can distract her target while her bow takes deadly aim. And lastly there is Suhui, who knows little about her people's ancient artifact aside that it must not fall into the wrong hands. She seeks a mage of great power, but anything beyond that lies shrouded in mystery. Aren't you forgetting someone, Rahulja? Your crisis is just as pressing, even if you won't say so yourself. Rahulja hails from further south than even Mamuk, and has travelled many days and nights in search of someone who could strike down their prey from afar, the only way to escape the effect of the village's treasure. Did I get that right? Indeed, indeed. I do get so forgetful in my old age. Thank you, Raj Majun. 5 tribes, 5 stolen treasures, are all waiting for the aid of a brave soul. Hopefully that can be you, Elita. Of course, I'll share all that I know on the matter. You need only ask. And know that I will not hold it against you should you choose to assist only those for whom your talents are best suited. So long as you do what you can, the people of Tyrell, and maybe further, will be in your debt. You have gained access to the road quest for Dawntrail. There we go. Welcome, welcome. How goes the search for the treasures? If there's anything you'd like to ask me about, I'd be happy to tell you. It could be better, I confess. The thieves are still at large, and each clan has sent one of their own to track them down. One of your vaulted varied talents would be of great help, should you be willing to lend your aid. They are objects of incredible power passed down through generations of clans, hailing from all corners of Tyrell. Within each is sealed the essence of an animal, which became a fearsome Tyrell Vidral, and these have come to be revered by their respective peoples. The treasures allow their wielder to harness the power of the beast within them, and thus the clans protect their homes. But the origins of these relics are shrouded in mystery. None know who made them or why. The answer to some quests have simply been lost to time, I suppose. What did that Apai call it again? Oh yes, a secretive villainous order. And of that I've no doubt. The 6 of them sat right over there and didn't order a single thing the whole time. Apiahia seemed to be their self-styled leader, and claimed their goals were to sow discord throughout the world, and make its nations crumble in the process. Stealing the treasures was only a means to this end, it seems. They succeeded in their initial goal, and have since fled back across the sea. However, it would appear that each thief has retreated to a different destination. The retrieval of the treasures is paramount, both to bring peace to these troubled peoples, and to quell the threat of further evil. I know you're a busy woman, I'm sure once this passage of the Unbound business is dealt with, there'll be a full plate of my finest tacos with your name on them. Naiapin's gaze is transfixed upon the crowds until he spies you. What business do you have with me? Ah, my apologies, you were Bravaku's guests, were you not? I am Naiapin, and I have journeyed far from the northern valleys of Zaktural to reach this grand city. Tell me, traveller, what is your name? Elita. Rest assured I shall remember it. A shame that we must meet under these unfortunate circumstances. My village's prized possession was among the treasures stolen by the passage of the Unbound. It is known as the Heartstring, a soul of the dread scorpion. One of the Tyrell Vidal is sealed within. The creature once hunted its prey using an array of toxins produced within its body, and was a menace to all. Those granted the heartstrings gifts may wield this fearsome power as they see fit. We believe the thieves have already taken it across the ocean to Eosia, and it will doubtless wreak havoc in the wrong hands. Thus I seek a healer to remedy any harm wrought by the heartstrings toxins in that faraway land. I won't mince words, you are precisely the sort of woman I seek, and we must act quickly to avoid the worst. Will you lend us your aid? Aiding those in need is what I do best. You have my gratitude. To the matter at hand, then. While I was making inquiries here in Tudioli regarding the thieves' whereabouts, some Eorzean merchants told me a rather intriguing tale. Specifically those returning from Limsa Laminsa bring fell tidings, tales of able-bodied men and women suddenly losing their vision. An all too familiar account, as the heartstring allows mastery over all manner of poisons, including those that inflict temporary blindness. A great deal of training is required to properly utilize the scorpion's gifts, but the blinding toxin is one of the simplest to wield. It seems to me that the brigands are masterminds of these strange incidents, harnessing the treasure's power for their own nefarious ends. Loashkna, the village elder's daughter, makes for Limsa Laminsa in pursuit of the heartstring. I intended to set sail with her, but my foot was badly injured by a strange mechanical doll during the thieves' ambush. Loshkana insisted I remain here to recover, and she would not take no for an answer. I must ask you to cross the sea in my stead and provide Loshkana your aid. Considering that our enemy wields deadly poisons, the danger is too great for her to face alone. Based on when she departed, I presume she's arrived at her destination by now. She boarded a merchantman captain by a woman named Beripidia, who is primarily based in Limsa Laminsa. She may be able to help you locate Loshkana. Once you arrive in Limsa Laminsa, seek out a woman named Balarasia at the docks. She will surely point you in the right direction. Aye, I'm Barbara, and if you plan to sell your healing services to me and my crew, don't. Me ship ain't setting sail for a short while. Looking for a Torelli woman named Loshkana. Aye, she made the crossing with us, trying to retrieve some sort of treasure as I recall. I told her Hawker's ally was the best bet for latest chatter. So you may find her wandering thereabouts. Keep an eye out for a Huron lass in red tunic carrying a spear on her back. She can't have gone too far. You'll like to find Locansha wandering around Hawker's Alley. Remember, Huron lass, red tunic, big spear. Oh, hello there, stranger. Can I help you? Knifefiend said you here to help, did he? Seeing as I've hit something of a dead end, your timing couldn't be better. I suppose proper introductions are in order, then. I am Lushkana of Dawntrail, and you are? A pleasure to meet you, Elita. With that, we're strangers no longer. I'm not sure how much Nymphine's already told you, but I assume you'll want to hear more about the day of the theft. My father and Nymphine had just set a trap using one of the heartstrings toxins and were on their way to return the treasure to its resting place. An evil presence stirred in the wilds that night. Mechanical dolls with great glowing eyes leapt from the shadows and gravely wounded them both. My father survived the encounter, thankfully, but he was unable to give chase and convalesces now in my home village. The culprit's faces eluded him in the darkness, but he heard two voices, a man's and a woman's. He recognized neither, so we're certain they aren't from our village. Whoever these two were, they must have been the ones controlling the dolls before making off with the heartstring. Brook Evu said they're part of the Passage of the Unbound, but I'm afraid that's all I know of the culprits. Still, that may change if I can ascertain the cause of the recent blinding incidents that may have occurred here. Unfortunately, I haven't had much luck asking around. The thought of addressing even one person here is, well, overwhelming. When you're from a remote village like mine, the few I've attempted to speak with were too busy to even listen in the first place. You, on the other hand, look ready to take on the world, or at least the city. I'm sorry to ask this of you so soon after we met, but could you help me gather the latest hearsay on the markets? Many thanks. I'll search the quieter districts for clues in the meantime, and hopefully not get myself lost along the way. The recent chaos in the markets, I'm told the Yellow Jackets have been thoroughly investigating the matter in cooperation with the Adventurers Guild. If you're in a hurry, there's a Yellow Jacket making her rounds in the way of Fisherman's Guild. She'd be a good one to ask. The market incidents are in the Yellow Jacket's hands now. If you find the one I mentioned, perhaps you'll have the answers you seek. Blinding incidents? Aye, I know of them. Started with some bad fruit in a stall in Alker's Alley. A few bites in, and the folks suddenly go with nothing on the ground and beached like sea serpents, claiming they can't see a bloody thing. I don't blame them for raising hells with the shopkeep neither. Poor sods couldn't move an elm till the treatment came and they could see properly. The shopkeep was rightly furious about the whole ordeal, and took it up with the long-time supplier. Escalated into a real spectacle, it did. Turns out the same problem was occurring at other stalls and with fruit from different suppliers, so it don't make sense to pin the blame on individual sellers if the wholesale supply chain's tainted. Even now, nobody knows what's causing it. Grim business, I tell you. That shopkeep and the supplier got into a voice-sent tussle they did. It took nearly a dozen merchants to tear them apart. Why yes, I know about blinding incidents. I experienced firsthand. I was rather peckish, so I purchased some fruit from a local stall and took a few bites on my way home, but before I knew it my vision went dark. I stood there shaking and crying, terrified of what would happen if the darkness never faded. I thought I was alone, until I heard a woman nearby howling with laughter. Fortunately, I didn't suffer for long. A passing adventurer cured my sight with a Suna, and I went about the rest of my day as though nothing happened. But I haven't been able to look at the fruit the same way twice since. I'm relieved my sight could be healed with a Suna. I don't know what I'd have done if that adventurer hadn't passed by. I'll be good. You're Elita Draconia, aren't you? The Elita Draconia. It's an honor to meet the realm's vaunted hero up close. Is there anything else I can assist you with? I hear all sorts on my grounds, so if it's information you're after, you've come to the right person. Oh yes, the serial blindings. They're causing a terrible ruckus around here. You know, a woman in red came up this way a few moments ago to ask about the very same. I take it you two are acquainted? Aha, I thought so. As I told her, another incident was reported yesterday morning. The victim bought fruit from a local vendor. Took a few bites, then temporarily lost all vision, same as the rest. The vendor in question was last seen to the south of the Octant, so I'm headed there next to follow the trail. You're welcome to join me if it'll help your investigation. Elita, is this man going to be alright? Move. He's paralyzed. We've got to do something. But I've no talent for healing magics, and I don't have spine drops on me either. Perhaps a Suna might do the trick. He's going to need a Suna, and quickly. Please, help! I'm healed! I'm healed! Oh, thank the 12, and you lot, of course. Excellent work, Elita. On behalf of the Yellow Jackets, I owe you my thanks as well. Now, I hate to ruin the mood, but I'll need to report this to my superiors. Could you tell us what transpired here before we found you, sir? It was awful, just awful, I tell you. I was walking home after an arduous day at work, minding my own business, when an oilfield merchant suddenly called out to me. "You, my good man, look exhausted," he said. "Why not soothe your weary spirit, and fill your empty belly with one of the realm's sweetest apples? You've earned it. Nay, you deserve it." 'Twas a tempting sales pitch, but I wasn't keen to gamble on potentially cursed fruit. Sensing my apprehension, he proudly declared his merchandise safe to eat. He sounded sincere enough, he even took a bite of the apple himself. "No tainted fruit here," he boasted. "It's a normal, honest-to-goods produce." He sold me the apple at a reasonable discount, and all seemed well. That is until I took my first bite. A numbness spread through my body like wildfire. I collapsed to the ground, struggling to speak a single word. The vendor and his fruit suddenly betrayed me, and I knew not how. As I fell, a woman's shrill laughter echoed a few yards away, and the vendor soon followed. I never saw the woman for myself, but what with the whole not being able to move business, but between her laughing fits she made mention of a heartstring or some such. Oh, you poor dear, and this woman you mentioned, you're positive she spoke the word heartstring? As surely as the wind blows. For a mercy, neither she nor her vendor friend tried to steal my belongings, but they've certainly stolen my dignity. I hope those conniving charlatans get what's coming to them. This is a dangerous fruit we're dealing in. First blindness, now paralysis. But first things first, I should escort this man home. If you have mind to pursue the perpetrators further, then have a care out there, alright? There's no doubt about it then, our thieves are at large, right here in Limsa Laminsa. The blinding toxin is simple enough to master, but it's unsettling how quickly they've learned how to inflict paralysis as well. I just don't see what purpose this all serves. Were you able to learn anything of their motives? So they take pleasure in their victim's pain, but nothing more. At least nothing more that we know of. Whatever their true aim may be, we must discover it quickly before more victims suffer at their hands. A hunter must adapt to their environment if they wish to snare their prey. But I have so much to learn about this place. Still, I've tracked them this far, which is a good start. For the time being, I'd like to position those officers in yellow for any new information they acquire on the Heartstrings' whereabouts. When we come across any promising leads, I hope I can count on your support again. Lushkana seeks a word of advice. Say, Elita, can you spare a moment? I'll try to start on a positive note, then. The good news is that there have been no further incidents involving poisoned fruit. I should be happy about that, but it's not exactly conducive to tracking down our thieves. Despite my best attempts, my investigation is at a standstill. Elita! I bring news of the Coral Tower. A Lalafell man matching the description of that fruit vendor was seen leaving the city with a Huron movement, it seems. They were making for airport. We've increased patrols of late, so if I had to guess, the culprits were finding it harder to operate within the city. It seems we've forced them to withdraw for the time being. Airport, you say? That's on this island, isn't it? Yes, that's right. It's possible to go on foot, but the ferry by the Fishermen's Guild can take you straight there. While we Yellowjackets must continue to keep an eye on things here, it's reassuring to know an adventurer of Elita's caliber is on the case. If you plan to pursue the suspects, Airport's your best bet. That said, I should get back to work. It was an honour to meet you and your friend, Elita. Safe travels to you both, and give those crooks a good thrashing for me. The city's protectors placed so much trust in your abilities. I'm lucky to have you on my side. When I first set sail for Eorzea, I feared I'd never see the Heartstring again, but we're one step closer to bringing it home. In any event, we best find our way to the port town before that pair of troublemakers defiles another fruit supply. I'll go on ahead and take the ferry. Meet me in the airport once you're ready. Ah, there you are, Elita. You're a welcome sight among such unfamiliar scenery. The ferry skipper was eager to teach me all about this area on my ride here, so I believe I have a general idea of what's what. Wouldn't want to lose my bearings on a hunt this important. I asked him about our merchants, but he said he hadn't seen a pair like that. The skipper did mention another merchant, though, one who's well versed in the comings and goings of his fellow traders. If anyone's sighted our unlikely duo, it's him. Let's hope it's enough to put us on the culprit's trail again. The merchant we seek should be peddling his wares by the gates to Skull Valley, so let's start there. He matches the skipper's description. I think we found our merchant. Can I help ye? A Lalafell and Hugh are travelling together. Aye, I spied them, though I'd never seen them before. They certainly made an impression. They sold some potions and elixirs to a pair of fresh-faced adventurers on the cheap, from what I could tell. If those merchants really are our culprits, then those potions are most likely tainted with toxins. Toxins, you say? That don't bode well. The adventurers who bought them, a marauder named Wisam and a conjurer named Zirig, already left for their next job, said they were escorting one of the local farmers to Switch Perch. They're good lads, the two of them. They've been making life easier for the small folk here ever since they arrived, and I'd hate to see something happen to them. Someone needs to warn them about those potions right quick. Leave that to us. Swift Perch is southeast of here, yes? Let's find them before the poison takes hold. I have a supplier to meet elsewhere, so I can't stay long, but please find those lads before it's too late. Keep your eyes peeled for a Rogadin marauder and a Huron conjurer on the road to Swift Perch. That'll be Wislam and Zerig. Stay on your guard, Elita. We're being watched. I can't stop these blasts. You must aid Wisam. That was too bloody close for comfort. Thanks for saving our arses, lass. Phew, thank God you found us when you did. Those potion sellers must have swindled us. One draft of elixir was all it took to send Zurich into the most furious fit of hiccups I've ever seen. Poor bastard couldn't cast a single spell. Who are you? Hick! Calling out, Hick! Poor bastard. If the heartstrings toxins are at work here, we should be able to cleanse them with a Suna just like last time. I'm sorry, did you say... Oh, sod it, we have plenty of time to chat after Zurich stops hiccuping up a storm. I hate to ask more of you, but if you could cast a Suna on my partner, it would be much appreciated. Gosh, this is hick embarrassing. With the heartstring toxins at work here, you should be able to cleanse Zurich's hiccups with a Suna. While you do, I'm going to keep watch. I have a feeling our troubles aren't over yet. The lesson read said a Suna would cure Zurich, right? Go on then. He's stubborn, aye, but he won't bite. I can speak again. You have my thanks. Bloody elves. First we waste our hard-earned coin on poison potions, and now there's killer mammoths on the loose. What's the world coming to? Who goes there? Show yourself. Oh me, oh my. Our spear-wielding friend is sharp of eye. You're the frauds from Airport. Why, yes, and then watching your scrawny compatriot suffer was the highlight of our evening. I admit the poison was meant to silence him, but hiccups, 'twas comedy at its finest. Perhaps the cold elixir reacted with the venom. Regardless, we've had our fill of fun from the results, so I shan't complain. Venom? Then you must be the thieving cowards from the Passage of the Unbound. Oh, my sweet fairy apple, you know us. I suppose that means we're famous. I can't believe it. Oh, who am I kidding? Yes, I can. Indeed, I am the Passage of the Unbound's alchemist extraordinaire, the illustrious Elita, and I'm so very, very pleased to make your acquaintance. Cockawona at your service, Elleret's helping hand and master of mammoths. Your garb is ever so familiar to me, my dear. Ah, don't tell me, you hail from that little village in Tyrrell, don't you? My goodness, you've come a long way. How was the voyage? Enjoying the sights? Enough! You've got a lot of explaining to do, starting with the reason you took the heartstring. Is this part of your organization's grand scheme? Well, the apple bites back. 'Tis true that my unbound compatriots harbour lofty ambitions, yes, but I have no interest in overflowing nations. I merely crave the mires of chaos they promise me. I aim to bring more laughter to this dreary world, one mischief and a few handy poisons at a time. Coco Noir and I are having oodles of fun expanding our repertoire of toxic treats. Yet there's no greater kill to our thrills than a healer who can whisk our hard work away. Unless, of course, I master a toxin even she can't cure. Oh, I do love a challenge. Now I hate to leave you, my dears, but our work here is done, and we've a busy schedule ahead of us. Mammoths to mend, venomous misdeeds to master. Ta-da for now! No, wait, damn you! That stench. It smells like a corpse that just shat itself. This odor is too much to bear. Take me home to the 12's Wood, This air is cleaner there. Oh no, you don't, dear. Give out on me, Zerrig. We got a job to do. We mustn't keep our client waiting any longer. But we're in your debt. Thank you again for everything, Miss Lushkana, and this here is Elita. Take care of each other out there. Much as I'd like to track down the Unbound, I know better than to tread further into a territory without plan. For now, I think it best we'd return to Limsa Laminza. Thank you for the support back there, Elita. Asuna truly does work wonders. And that Ellerette. I can't stop thinking about what she said. My blood boils, knowing that this is all some sort of sick game to her. How dare she toy with the heartstring for her own amusement? Honestly, even the youngest children in my village have more sense. Still, we did make progress. Now that the villains have revealed themselves, it'll be easier to give chase when they choose to make their next move. In any case, I'll keep you appraised of the latest news as soon as I hear it. We'll be back to the hunt before long. So level 94 is the next one. It feels ungrateful to leave so soon after Master Ropley granted me employment, but surely he'll understand. I do this for the future of Tuliolo. I see you managed to find fortune, Nadine. Master Ropley, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but Fortunatine has agreed to sign the pot pact, yes? Well, it's a shame to lose a capable goldsmith. To have one of our own hand-picked to serve the Third Promise is a great honor for Warapakichi. I appreciate your understanding. Of course. If you happen to know other talented artisans, regardless of their expertise, I hope you send them my way. It could even be yourself if you're so inclined. I'll keep that in mind. Though my time here was brief, I will not forget your kindness, Master Ropley. I am blessed to have these workshops be my first home in Tulioli. Come back to us if the moblins cut you loose. You'll always have a job at Wakarumechi. I expect you'll want to leave for Earthenshire as soon as possible. I'll go and pack my things. And what became of Fortunato, or were you able to find him? We did, and he's agreed to become a potsworn. We'll leave when he's ready, but you still have a little time. Splendid. We shall meet you anon. I had plenty of reasons to win the contest, but now I have one more. Fortune is Dane's putting his faith in me, and I won't let him down. Nice. Father, first, Wilclamat needs to pay a visit to the palace. Right then, I have a few things to take care of at the palace. While you can pass the time however you like, I suggest you head back to the cabins. After all, even heroes need to rest, and we still have a big journey ahead of us. At last. Welcome back, madame. You've had a Landsguard messenger most anxiously awaiting your return. Elita of the Third Promise Entourage. I've been on all of the city looking for you. The Dawn servant summons you to the palace. You are to present yourself to the gate guard stationed outside Sunperch at your earliest convenience. Oh, and one more thing. You are not to mention this visit to Wilclamat. A personal audience with a Dawn servant? What could it be about? The Dawn servant requests your presence at the palace. If you speak with the guard, they will see you inside. The Dawn servant awaits you within. While I was not informed of the reason for your audience, in terms of attire I would suggest full battle regalia.
Forgive me this sudden summons. When I learned my daughter's champion was back in the city, I couldn't resist the opportunity.
So, you've come to fight me.
And they call me head of resolve for good reason. Old as I am, I have not lost a battle worthy of the name since the day I took the throne. And I've been craving a proper challenge. The Lance wielder, Estinian, he fought well enough. But our bout was ended before a victor could be decided. Judging by the sailors' gossip, you are a warrior of renown in your homeland. Yet I wonder, with all your deeds done and victories won, are you warrior enough to stand against me?
Why don't we find out?
A spirited answer. Why not indeed? The battle rages upon me. I'll stop short of killing you, of course. But expect no other mercies. Come! Ready your arms and show me the truth of the tales. Give it your all! I want to fight to remember! Let's test the waters. They didn't even blink. I see you know the Viper style. Ha! Let's see how you handle this. The spearman did not lie. Very well. Resolve the Wilson Kingdom. All right. Did you think you had my measure? Take this! Hold it up! We're far from finished! Stay alert! Now we'll see what you're truly made of. That will do. You've shown me more than enough. I brought my full strength to bear against opponents before, but you are the first to withstand it. Even with my head of reason asleep, I never expected you to give me so much trouble. Estinian did not exaggerate. You are a force to be reckoned with. Ha 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 ha! Now, a confession. I said I crave a challenge, and that was no lie. But I had another reason for calling you here. I had to judge for myself if you were fit to attend my beloved daughter. In some respects, she is much like me. Hard-headed and prone to rush into danger. But one with your healing touch could sustain La Machi even as she contends with the most fearsome of foes. Will you hear my question and answer me plainly? Address me not as the ruler of Tuliyola, but a concerned father. Thank you. Then tell me, given your journey together thus far, what is your impression of Lamati? Whether it be as third promise or just a companion on the road. Speak your mind.
She is young but has potential.
Ha! A tactful response, but agreed. She is not ready for the throne. Not yet. Lamati thinks she understands her many peoples. Their histories, their cultures, their beliefs. But she knows only what she's seen in the capital. And it's not only her who concerns me. Even this early in the contest, you must have realized. As potential rulers, all four claimants are lacking. This is why I elected to hold the right of succession. Not to choose a fitting candidate, but to cultivate one. And if no one has impressed me by the end of it, then to no one will I yield my throne. As a parent, I pray that my children rise to the occasion. With outsiders dragged into my game, I am also hopeful that the different perspectives you and your companions have to offer will inspire them to grow. I imagine you in particular have traveled many lands, know many peoples and cultures, loved them and been loved in turn. Guide Lamati as you think best. Walk at her side and, when needed, push her to walk ahead.
I knew it. There I was, about to sit down for some of Namika's cooking, when I heard that Papa had sent for you. You were dueling behind my back, weren't you?
I see there is no point in denying it. You needn't worry, daughter. I took care not to inflict lasting injuries. You and your ally may return to the contest without disadvantage. No harm done.
I swear, just as I was learning newfound respect for my father. Let's take our leave of this battle-mad oaf before he calls on the rest of my entourage.
Watch over her, champion. Kona's recruits are no less sharp, as one might expect of Galof's countrymen. They saw the flaws in our claimants from the outset, the other two, though. They dismiss comrades willing to point out their shortcomings, and no good can come of it.
If he had his way, Papa would keep dueling until the day he dies. Even now, I know of only 3 people who didn't need to be carried away after their bouts. Zolja, your lance-wielding friend Estinian, and yourself. You really do live up to your fearsome reputation. I'm curious though, did Papa want anything else of you? A small favor, nothing more. Well, if that's all it was. I still haven't had one bite of Namiket's food thanks to Papa's nonsense, so I'm going back to finish my plate before I head out. I've otherwise asked everyone to meet at the Fordo's cabins. Come and join us after you've had a moment to recover, eh? Damn it, Papa. Out of safety. Come back, madam. Will you make use of your cabin? I'll stop there for now. I will continue this after taking care of my personal needs. See you all shortly. Love you all.